and warm in October.
Carol, thank you very much.
Coming up to 8:45, and we now got the story of Britain's first black train guard who's had a train named in his honour.
Asquith Xavier came to London as part of the Windrush generation. He was rejected from a job at Euston because he was black, but he successfully fought for equal rights. Aisha Baksh has his remarkable story.
The 1960s were for some an era of freedom and liberation, but on the railways and in the workplace there was still discrimination and inequality. Asquith Xavier came to London from the Caribbean island of Dominica. He was hired by British Rail and he worked his way up from being a porter to a guard. According to his family, he was a popular and hard-working man.
He was never sick. I've only known him to be sick once throughout his working life. He was a very strict father. He was just an ordinary man, really, just an ordinary dad. And whatever he did it out of compassion because he cared about people.
He would take me everywhere on the train. So I remember being a little girl and he was always either holding my hands or carrying me to different train stations. And one thing I did notice, everybody was saying, "Hi Asquith, hi Asquith." You know, that's how popular he was, but I didn't understand that. I just thought, why is everybody calling my dad's name?
Tony Donoghue was a young guard who was trained by Asquith at Marylebone Station.
He was very influential in teaching me the practical side of what I had learned from the rule book in terms of safety. For example, I vividly remember saying a guard's most important job is safety, looking after the passengers. That is a guard's most important job. I vividly remember that.
Then in 1966, during a railway restructuring, Asquith applied for a guard's job at Euston, but he was rejected. He discovered the station had a colour bar, a whites-only recruitment policy for public-facing roles such as ticket collectors and guards. Asquith refused to bow down and campaigned for equal rights for all, a fight which went all the way to Parliament, and eventually the policy was overturned. This was how a British Rail spokesperson at the time told the BBC.
What about the future? Will coloured men be promoted?
Oh, indeed. They'll be treated on their merits, just like everybody else.
The colour bar's ended now?
Indeed, fully.
Asquith Xavier continued to receive hate mail and death threats for some time, even needing a police escort to go to work at Euston Station. But his case contributed to the strengthening of the Race Relations Act, making it illegal for anyone to be refused a job because of their ethnicity. And decades later, Asquith Xavier's contribution to black British history has finally been recognised. A train dedicated to him was unveiled at the very station which witnessed his struggles.
How do you feel today about knowing?
Oh, I feel sentimental today. I feel sentimental. But I'm looking at the train now with the name on it, and that gives me pleasure.
Amazing, emotional. I feel very proud. That I'm going to pass this on to my grandchildren. You know, friends and family everywhere.
I'm just like so happy. I'm amazed that someone actually did the research and came up with the original idea to name a train after my dad. I mean, how special is that?
The Asquith Xavier train will travel on the Avanti West Coast line between London and Birmingham, Liverpool and Glasgow. His family hope future generations will learn about his legacy, not just during Black History Month, but all year round. Aisha Baksh, BBC News.
What a story.
Yeah,
what a
incredible
life
story.
and what a moment for that family.
Yeah.